but I needed answers, and this was the only way to get them.
Concord 2.0, guys, it's coming. Concord, if you guys know, it launches, but in 2 weeks, flopped. See, the problem is, well, before we get into this, I would like to show you a clip from good old IGN. We're gonna be talking about the difference, not just on the game itself, but also why single player should be the norm, and live service, well, that depends on preference. So we'll get into this video first, and then we'll pick it up later. Now before I play this, I'm not gonna play everything, I'm gonna play snippets of it, because I wanna see the, well, you guys get the picture. But first, take a look at this. Like to dislike ratio, abysmal. Now the one thing this game did right is free to play. But will they make it?
Project Ethos is a new free-to-play third-person hero extraction shooter that mixes in roguelike elements. The main game of Project Ethos is an extraction mode, and while I was excited to finally see 31st Union's first project since its formation in 2019, I couldn't help but feel that a lot of the mechanics felt like they belonged in games from that year. Here's the thing, Project Ethos is fine as a game. It hits all the right notes as an extraction hero third-person shooter, but my first impression after a few hours of hands-on time is that it seems to fall short of delivering anything that's truly genre-defying in either the roguelike or extraction shooter departments. In the preview, I was able to play 6 different heroes, each, as you'd expect, with their own abilities and weapons. This forces players to really get comfortable with that character's abilities as a secondary, since abilities in a hero shooter are only meant to enhance your playstyle. Your gunplay comes first, and Project Ethos has some fun sets of weapons that I thoroughly enjoyed playing with. The learning curve with characters and abilities was fairly low, so new players won't feel too out of the water when entering Project Ethos.
First and foremost, if you guys don't know, this person, Stella Chung, she was one of the critics for Black Myth Wukong. I believe she is. Hero shooters. Where we heard that from? Concord. See, when it comes to this, based on what I'm seeing, like to dislike ratio, that is not even good. And first and foremost, we have to know that if this end up to be a Fortnite knockoff, according to Smash JT, good luck competing with Fortnite, as I'm pretty much certain you can't. I'm gonna skip a bit to see which part is very useful to know what we're talking about.
The roguelike element comes into play. You can earn up to 9 different power-ups in one extraction run if you choose to stay in the game for that long and level. The random events that spawn across the map involve different activities that will unlock a big loot chest with bigger XP boosts, weapon enhancements, and cores. Cores are the big ticket items you'll be wanting to collect in each run, since extracting with cores will let you buy augments in the main hub. These boost the ability to get power-ups faster, give you health drops from the NPC bots that you find in-game, and other bonuses. None of these augments boost your damage towards other players though, so it's fairly balanced in that regard. Trials overall felt fairly balanced in gameplay, since you could decide to disengage from fights if things felt too dicey. It felt like a proper survival experience with your typical extraction shooters. While you could feel the imbalance of characters' weapons, with one having higher DPS than the other, you still had the method of escaping to offset that issue. In the second game mode I was able to play, called Gauntlet, there was no escaping. You're put into a 3v3v3v3 matchup where you're playing against another team in a small arena. The first team to score 3 victories wins. You're in a server full of other teams, since who you face will change each time in a Dutch round-robin format.
It's probably gonna be looked on upon because, if you don't know, the reason Concord didn't do well, because one, you only get few people playing it. How many players are still there? Like a few hundred. I mean, let's say 3x3 PvE, or perhaps in this case, and if there's no player, I mean, you end up playing yourself and the server's not gonna be launched. See, that's the problem when it comes to this. If you don't have enough people, which I'm certain some of you, poor internet connections, fortunately this is free to play. However, if they include any third party, such as a PSN account or anything, that's gonna turn people off. Or perhaps they include a $40 price tag, like Concord did, that's gonna turn many gamers off, regardless of your political side. I'm not certain when this is coming out. I'm not certain if the development team of Project Ethos are aware of the election's results, which I had to make an assumption they are aware. They are not keeping it silent for now. Just have to wait and see. I'd be shocked that this thing was consulted by either Sweet Baby Inc., Black Girl Gamer, or Hit Detection, or perhaps all 3. Nobody knows. If you like and subscribe, if you want any woke or anti-woke detected, visit my second channel up here or link in the description.